Welcome to Movie Xtra. Today I will show you a movie from 2019 titled, Under Your Bed. The movie starts with a boy named Mitsui. He had no friends at school. He always used to be alone and quiet. One day, a photo of students was published in the school magazine. But no one noticed that Mitsui was not in the photo. Not even his teachers, any students, or parents. One day, Chihiro, his classmate, called him from behind in the class. For the first time in that school, someone called Mitsui by his name. Only a person who has no friends can understand Mitsui's level of happiness at that moment. Mitsui and Chihiro went for a coffee. There, Chihiro tells Mitsui about herself and asks him about his hobbies. Mitsui replies that he likes collecting tropical fish. "I may arrange an aquarium for you if you want," Mitsui asked. The next day, he goes to Chihiro's place to give her the aquarium. Now the story quickly jumps 11 years ahead from here. Here we come to know that Mitsui had not met Chihiro for 11 years since their last meeting at the cafe. Chihiro disappeared after that. Mitsui had tried to find her a lot but got nothing. Recently, he came to know about Chihiro's house with the help of some detectives. Chihiro had gotten married, and she had a small daughter as well. Mitsui made a plan to meet her. He went to meet her there. He saw Chihiro. She had changed a lot in the past 11 years. She was not as happy as she used to be. She seems to be slimmer and weaker than before. She was the true face of hopelessness. It seems they have forgotten to smile. Chihiro crossed Mitsui while walking, but she was not in a condition to recognize him. Mitsui starts thinking about what has happened to her in the past 11 years. To find out about it, he opened up an aquarium shop in front of her house. He starts living on the 3rd floor of the shop. He had placed photos of Chihiro on the walls of that room. Also, he placed Chihiro's dummy mannequin there as well. As he touches it, he feels as if Chihiro was standing in front of him. At night, Mitsui was keeping an eye on Chihiro with the help of a telescope, who was having dinner with her husband. I don't know what thought crossed her husband's mind as he started beating her. Mitsui goes outside to Chihiro's house the next day, where she was saying goodbye to her husband, who was going to the office. Seeing two of them, Mitsui can't figure out if something had even happened the night before. As soon as Mitsui saw her bruised eye, he knew that there was something wrong between Chihiro and her husband. Mitsui used to send a "Please be happy" card to her every day. She used to throw that into a dustbin every day. Chihiro never tried to find out who was sending these cards. One day, Chihiro comes to Mitsui's shop. She was surprised to see her, as she had come there to buy guppy fish, which was too expensive. Mitsui offers her guppy fish free of charge. Chihiro gets very happy. He didn't want her to get upset and leave his shop. Then Mitsui goes to set up an aquarium at Chihiro's home. There, he stole the key to her home very smartly. After a while, he placed the duplicate keys in their original place. Moreover, he placed a mic inside a lighter and put it in the bedroom, so that he may hear from Chihiro and her husband's conversation. The same thing happened at night. Chihiro's husband started beating her badly. Mitsui could easily hear all the conversations they were having because of the mic. Mitsui was feeling very angry, but he was unable to do anything. Whenever Chihiro used to go outside, Mitsui would enter her house and feed the fish. He would also change the battery in the mic now and then. One day, as he was leaving her house after cleaning the aquarium, he realized that he had left the duplicate keys in her bedroom. As he was getting the keys back, Chihiro came back home from the market. Somehow, Mitsui gets away from there without being caught. The next day, Chihiro came to take fish food from Mitsui's shop. Mitsui offered her a coffee. It was the same coffee she had taken with Chihiro almost 11 years ago at the coffee shop. Chihiro took the food for the fish from the shop and left. Meanwhile, Mitsui started kissing the coffee cup from which Chihiro had taken coffee. Here we come to know that Mitsui was obsessed with Chihiro. Mitsui thought that going to her house daily wouldn't be good for him, so he made a plan. The next day, he goes to her house and lies under her bed. At night, he was able to hear everything Chihiro had been going through. The next day, Chihiro's husband finds out about the "Please be happy" card sent by Mitsui. She forgot to throw the card away due to stress. Due to this, her husband crossed every limit of inhumanity. He believed that Chihiro must have an affair with someone else. Chihiro tried to convince him, but her mad husband didn't listen to her at all. He took her to the bathroom and started beating her there. Because of the cards he sent, Mitsui, who was hiding under the bed, was cursing himself for everything that happened to Chihiro. At night, when her husband went to sleep, Mitsui comes out. He goes to the bathroom, where Chihiro had been lying unconscious in the bathtub. Mitsui took Chihiro from there and took her to the drawing room. He covered her up in a blanket and left the place. In the morning, when Chihiro woke up and noticed a blanket on her, she believed that someone was keeping an eye on her. She went to her bedroom and said out loud, "Whoever you are, if you can hear me, please help me." There was that lighter on the table, on which Mitsui had put the mic. He was able to hear everything. Mitsui had made a promise not to leave her husband alive if he tried to beat her again. The next morning, Chihiro's mother called her and told her that her father was very ill and that he was on his deathbed. At night, when Chihiro told her husband about her father and asked for permission, he refused straightforwardly. He added that your father will not recover if you go there. What was the purpose of going then? Chihiro lost her temper after listening to it, and she slapped her husband. Her husband got very angry and started beating her. At that moment, Mitsui was hiding behind the curtain in her room, but he did not dare to do anything. In the morning, Mitsui starts cursing himself for his cowardice, and he electrocutes himself in anger. He sees Chihiro leaving the town with her child. Mitsui tried to follow her but was not able to catch her. When Chihiro stayed at a hotel, she had the same lighter with her in which Mitsui had placed the mic. As she felt something inside the lighter, she opened it up. Eventually, she found the mic placed in the lighter. Then she realizes that someone was helping her through it. Suddenly, her mad husband came there and took her back home. He again started beating her. This time, Chihiro tried to defend herself, but she was not successful. She keeps on saying on the mic, "If you are listening to me, please help me." Meanwhile, Mitsui comes there and electrocutes her husband. Before her husband can come back to consciousness, Mitsui chokes him to death. Chihiro notices that he is the owner of the aquarium shop, but he still can't recognize him. She couldn't recall that she had already met him 11 years ago. The next day, Mitsui surrendered himself. After going to the police station, Chihiro went to his house, but no one was there. She saw her photo, a doll like her, and a telescope through which Mitsui had been keeping an eye on her. Finally, after seeing a picture, she remembered that the person who helped her was none other than Mitsui. But it was too late now. She saw Mitsui at the police station for the last time and called him by his name. Mitsui was also happy to see that she remembered his name. Finally, the movie ends with this sad scene. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and leave a like if you'd like to see more videos like this.